Welcome back to another edition of Two Up Front, presented by Sports Radio America. I'm Baxter Colburn, no Simon Provan. For the moment, we have an opportunity to interview someone very special in the women's soccer world right now. Some of you may have heard of her after her incredible start to the beginning of the year. She wears number 3 for the Houston Dash. She scored a goal and had an assist. She played the full 90 minutes in her first ever professional game in the NWSL for the Houston Dash. She's a rookie, but she certainly didn't play like it. It's Rachel Daly. Rachel, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. So I got to ask you immediately out of the gate, did you expect to have as big of an opening game as you did? I know as a player, you want to try to have a good game, but did you expect to have that good of an opening game?
I mean, obviously, I said earlier in another interview that I set myself individual goals every game. I'd be a terrible player if I didn't set myself goals and want to score goals as a forward. I didn't predict that I would have done this well and, got a goal and an assist. But, it worked out that way, and I always work hard to get and strive for that. That to achieve those goals. So, obviously, with it being in my debut, it's even better for me.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you earned the NWSL Player of the Week. A little surprising for you right off the bat as a rookie to earn that kind of honor, or did you feel that was a fair assessment of how you did this week?
I would say a fair assessment. I think I'm probably the only player in the league this week that got a goal and assist. I may be wrong, but I think that's right. It's a great honor, especially being a rookie. But it's only from there now we go every week and do the same thing. So I want to, just make sure it's not a one-off thing and show everyone that it'll keep going.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure the coaching staff and everybody want to see that, especially emulated. So you were drafted number 6 by the Houston Dash in the NWSL draft. How did you feel as soon as you found out that you were going to be headed down to Houston to play with the likes of gals like Carly Lloyd and Morgan Bryant, Ellie Brush, and others of that nature, and just being a part of the Dash organization as a whole?
I mean, I've been in touch with Randy quite a lot towards the end of my college season. Once it was over, he contacted me and I spoke to a few coaches, but Randy was the one that made me feel the most comfortable, the most at ease, and, he put a lot of faith into me as being an international player and as coming in as a rookie. It's a big risk. But, yeah, when I got drafted there, I was so happy to play with the likes of Carly Lloyd and Morgan Ryan. It's a dream come true for me, and being in and around them and training and stuff, I'm still in awe of them, and it's great to play with them, and, they make my job a lot easier up top, feeding the balls that they do.
Yeah, absolutely. You had your assist came off of that Carly Lloyd goal, which a lot of fans were a little surprised about, not by the assist, but by the pure accuracy of Carly's header, because usually when she goes for those headers, they kind of go here, there, and everywhere in the goal, but there was so much fluidity and so much precision with the pass that came in, and just the fact that her header was so direct, too. Even watching the game, the commentators were a little taken aback by it. They're like, wow, that was just a well-oiled machine as a whole. But I think at that point in the game, the way you guys had been attacking the Red Stars, it didn't really come as too much of a surprise. And what did you see kind of on that build-up that allowed you to get that ball into her like that?
I saw Janine make the run, and I saw Carly spin out, and it was, for me, I pulled away from the outside back and the right-sided centre-back, so I kind of distracted them, thinking the play was coming down the middle. But, Janine saw me peel off to the pocket of space at the left side of the field, and I saw Carly, make that perfect run in behind the back four. So, it was an easy ball to play for me because she made such a perfect run in behind, and pinpoint header, she couldn't have put it in any more of the corner. So,
yeah,
great goal.
It was beautiful to watch. There's certain times that you see things happen in the game of soccer that you're like, okay, that was a nice goal, but from start to finish, the pure aspect of how it all flowed together that's why they call it the beautiful game at times. It was just a beautiful thing to watch from start to finish. So in this regards, Rachel, you obviously, now that you've won the NWSL Player of the Week, fans of the league, and I'm sure especially the Dash, are going to be looking at you with a little bit bigger of a looking glass now, saying, okay, well, now is she going to be able to continue to emulate the success the rest of the way? So now that you have this little bit of added pressure right out of the gate, how do you plan to handle that now the rest of the season?
I like that pressure. I mean, I had a bit of a name on my back in college. People would target me at my school and, try to make it difficult for me. I kind of like that pressure. But, there's so many other people around me in this team, so many brilliant players that can take that pressure off me too. It's not just, it adds pressure to me, but it's not just me that they're looking at this. Every other player on our team can make a difference to a game. So I don't think it'll specifically just be pressure on me. There's like I say, there's so much quality and depth in this team that they have to worry about everyone else. But I personally like the pressure. I deal well under pressure, so it's good for me.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's obvious that you fight well under the pressure as well too. I mean, watching that game, I had to continuously re-look at the stat sheet that I had in front of me saying that you were a rookie, because I was like, she does not play like a rookie. You get those rookies sometimes where you get on the field and it's like, okay, those first few touches get away from you, or you make the wrong run, but I thought I was looking at, a 10-year veteran in the league that was, very comfortable in her skin, which is obvious, though. Even just speaking with you now, it's obvious that you're very confident in who you are, but it's a different level between confidence and cockiness, and I think you've got a good level of both, obviously, but you score enough goals to back up that confidence as well without being too cocky about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a rookie, technically speaking, but, I'm older. I'm 24. I'm not like I'm straight out of college like the younger girls, but, I played at a high level in England and played in front of big crowds and played with quality players and, I've been involved in the England national team and what have you. So I think I've already been in that environment. It's obviously a definite step up from college. The speed of play, the thought process of what you're doing, the delivery of your ball and everything like that. I think practice environment, everything is a whole level up, but something that I enjoy, and that's the kind of challenge that I like to have. So I think I'm in the perfect environment for that. But cockiness is something that I wouldn't say I possess. Confidence is something that I definitely think I've got.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I mean, talking about your college success there, just for a brief moment, you were at St. John's for 4 years. You're only eligible to play for 3. You knotted 50 goals and 11 assists. You had a school record, 15 wins your senior year. You went to the NCAA tournament 2 out of your 3 years as well. How did that success that you found in college kind of help you make that jump to the next level?
It's huge. My college coaching and so on is fantastic, and he built me up from a freshman to a senior to, progress me and prepare me for this level. He's a fantastic guy on and off the field, so he helped me, in terms of delivering what I needed to know for the professional level and have every ounce of belief. And, I think that gives me more confidence playing at the college level. It gave me a lot more confidence knowing that your coach will always believe in you to go the whole way. But definitely coming off the back of, 50 goals is obviously huge for me, and setting school records and getting individual accolades is definitely something that, I came in with a lot more confidence, having that, just to score those goals is always great. So definitely helped me.
Absolutely, yeah. You certainly were no stranger to finding the back of the net. Now, changing gears here just a moment, as we're speaking with Rachel Daly of the Houston Dash here on 2 Up Front. You talked briefly about playing for England. You had a chance to represent England at the U17 World Cup. You ladies finished 4th. What was it like to represent your country? I feel like that's a goal of a lot of kids nowadays, guys or girls that put on that jersey to represent their nation and hear the national anthem before the game plays. And then, obviously scoring a goal at the end of the day is the ultimate dream. But what was it like to represent England at a World Cup?
It was huge, and that's obviously, like you say, it's the ultimate goal is to play for your national team. It was a long time ago, but it was a great experience for me, and I think, I'll always take that with me. I'll take every moment of how special that was to me being in a World Cup. And, that's obviously my ultimate goal is to end up back in the full national team. Playing for your country is obviously the biggest thing, the pride that you feel. And like you say, hearing that anthem and representing
of course, yeah.
Your nation and in front of your fans and your family and things like that is huge. So I say it was phenomenal. But, just keep working hard at my club and doing what I can for Houston, and then hopefully all that will take care of the rest.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what you want to see at the end of the day too. What did you think? And I hate to bring up bad memories. What did you think about how England did at this last World Cup at the senior national team? Not exactly the ending I think a lot of folks thought would happen for the Lionesses, but a good overall result, at least from how much I know about the team. I'm sure you've got a little bit more of an inside track, but what did you think of how the team finished up?
I think they did well. I don't think anyone really expected them to go that far. I know a lot of the girls and the talent that they have. I think they could have gone further. Me, personally, with how good they are. I've been in around and trained with the majority of those girls, and I've played under Mark. And I no doubt that they could have gone further, but they did well. They solidified a place in there, and set a name for themselves. So that I'm sure they'll only keep going from strength to strength.
One thing that I noticed about you, just not even as a player, you've got a tattoo on your left arm. I'm curious to know the story behind that, if you don't mind shedding a little bit of light about it.
I have one on my right arm as well. Yeah, I got a few, but the one on my left arm, it's a balloon tied to an anchor, and it says "refuse to sink." So it's basically just got it for the irony of the fact that a balloon would never lift up an anchor, but you always refuse to sink.
Wow. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. Just some of the pictures I've seen. I haven't seen the one on your right arm, but I can clearly see the one on your left arm. So I felt like I had to ask about it because nowadays everybody's got a tattoo that has some sort of meaning. I still have yet to get one. I might get one eventually, but
yeah, you gotta go out and get one.
That's what I've heard. Growing up, my mom was like, "Don't you get a tattoo?" But I'm like, "Okay, Mom. I'm a little older now. I think I can. I might venture out now that I'm out of the house and making my own way of living." A couple other questions before we let you go, Rachel. What is something that you miss the most about living in England? I know living in Houston right now, at least it feels a little bit like England with all the rain, but it's got to be a little bit of a culture change for you, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, I've been here. I've been in America now. This will be my 5th year, so I mean, I'm kind of used to it. I mean, the climate change in Houston is obviously a lot different to the one I had in New York, but the thing I miss most from home is for sure my family. I think it's tough sometimes being away from them throughout the year. And sometimes the food, although it's probably not the healthiest meal choice, but no, you miss your occasional home comforts. But
sure.
Yeah, definitely I miss my family out of everything there.
I can imagine. Yeah, well, I'll be honest, too. I spent a little bit of time in England a couple summers ago just on a college trip, but it's even weird. You talked about the quality of food. I've had McDonald's here in America before, but then I had McDonald's in England, and it was completely different. The quality of food was so much better, and I was like, but it's still McDonald's. I was so confused by it, but I was like, this food is absolutely amazing. It's funny to see how the transition sometimes happens like that. But last thing for you, Rachel, before we let you go, first of all, I really appreciate your time today. So it was just announced this last week that Houston will host the NWSL Championship, which is a huge accomplishment not only for the organization but for NWSL to be in a stadium like BBVA Compass. How important is it for, number one, the Dash to make the playoffs, and number two, if they do make the playoffs, are we going to see them playing for a championship in their home stadium?
Yeah, I mean, it gives you a bit more incentive to win. Finish off your season strong, and it's a long year. But knowing that in the back of your mind that you're hosting the championship, you don't want to be sat in that stadium watching another team on your field take the championship. There's no way, no soccer player should ever, settle for that. I never want that. So, I think that gives you that extra bit of fight to get there and get on your home field and lift up the championship. So, long season, but I don't doubt that we won't be there.
Absolutely, yeah. You guys have a beautiful stadium, too, that you get a chance to play in. Next upcoming games for you guys, you take on the Orlando Pride, and then you'll be home against Sky Blue FC as well. Rachel Daly, thank you so much for taking some time with us here on Two Up Front, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Rachel Daly, number 3 of the Houston Dash here on Two Up Front. We'll run to a break. When we come back, we've got so much more action in store for you. You're listening to Two Up Front, presented by Sports Radio America.